I'm sure you've heard enough from me today, but there's more. No, I really meant to give a toast last night at the bar, but it was too loud. It was crazy. So I said, okay, let me just say a few words tonight before John David gives the main event.
Stop. Follow this already.
So as a parent, your number one priority is to create a son who's intelligent, respectful, successful, and kind. I think we hit the mark. No, not double Gary, not right. He demonstrated, so anyway, through hard work, we attained professional success. Mechanical engineering and now a new career in IT and computer sciences. He demonstrated personal success in his passion of powerlifting. His ability to set a goal and achieve it. Amazingly, going from a novice to a world-class powerlifter in 5 years. I mean, supposed career-ending injury at the start. Larry's family and friends know that without a doubt, Larry's there and can be depended upon when help is needed. I'll give you one small example of family with Larry. It's all about holidays, it's all about tradition. But one thing with Mother's Days, Father's Day, birthdays. And an example of birthdays, this year, I was in Buffalo for the weekend, and my birthday was on Monday. On Sunday, I was at Sheila's, at Richard's house, and these guys were great. They cake for me, it was fantastic. It was great. And I'm thinking, okay, this year it saves Larry a trip to Syracuse. So Monday, next day, Sue and I are at the dinner at Carrabba's, 7:30, 7:45, Larry's car shows up, Larry's there. I'm like, what are you doing? It's your birthday. And now, he's commuting back and forth from Rochester to Buffalo. Now he drives from Rochester to Syracuse, knowing he's got to leave in the morning, back to Rochester. So that was, to me, it was pretty amazing. So, all this makes the father proud, right? But there's a bonus where you can say that he's really one of your best friends. And we've had some great times together. You know, we've had father-son golf tournaments, a lot of SU sports at the Dome when you were a little kid. Then as you got older, did some away games, Notre Dame went to, a bowl game in Florida, some basketball, Sweet 16s. Now we've got some common interests. You know, we've been to Austin for the Grand Prix. Some scary things too. You know, Larry and I work on cars. Kind of look at YouTube, then work in the car. So having kind of my pride away, my target taken apart, inside totally dismantled, the back end off, back on again. It's kind of anxiety. However, you know, my car's better and our relationship's better for doing those things together. So it's really proud. I'd like to say that. But, however, no matter how successful somebody is in life, but you're never really successful unless you have someone to share it with, someone you love. Victoria's that person for Larry. You couldn't be more happy that Larry found Victoria, and we're thrilled to have her in our family. Salute.
Let's do this. For those of you who don't know me, I'm John Hiles. I mean, dude, seriously, I had two things to do. Stag tickets and strippers. So job half well done. Job half well done. But hey, we made it here, finally. I never thought this was going to happen. I think one more cancellation, this would have been at a McDonald's drive-thru. I mean, look at the stress on poor Larry. He's withering away to 3:20, 3:30. I don't know. Someone get him a sandwich, please. I can remember the first time that he was standing on my front porch. And I opened the door, and two things come to mind. I'm like, either the bookie found me or that woman lied. She was married. So 2 boxes of Thin Mints and some tag-alongs, and he was on his way. So we were good. And, the day that he came over and he asked Victoria's hand, and we played a little game of who wore it better. I definitely wore that shit better. And he asked for permission, and in my head I'm thinking, he really doesn't know. I mean, my daughter has a lot of baggage. She's got to take care of a 51-year-old that's got a lot of, supervision. She's got to, but here we are. She did a great job, and I couldn't be happier. I love your family. I love that they're part of our family, and all right, the Larry roast is over, so we're going to move on to, this is where I turn into Trace, so. And daughter, don't look at me because it'll be game over, so. Daughter. My friends would say to me, why do you call her daughter? She has a name. And I say, she does have a name. She has a beautiful name, but I want everyone to know that she is my daughter, and I'm father. And that's the dynamic that we've always had. She's the grown-up in this relationship. And, she's done a great job. I've said 1,000 times, and she could attest to this. People would say, you only have one daughter? I go, yeah. I go, the next child, if I'd had another one, would have been the devil. And I also joke saying, if I wanted a boy, I would have kept trying. But, that's, yes. But there's not a day that goes by that I'm not just so proud of you for everything that you've done, for everything you've accomplished. You've done it basically on your own. I mean, granted, I was there for any support that you've needed, but you're such a strong and sometimes a little stubborn. But you've accomplished so much, and I just couldn't be happier, and I love you so much. Cheers. Thank you, everybody, for coming. And I didn't cry. I love you so much.
So, hi everyone, I'm Nicole, I'm Victoria's cousin, and I know I speak for everyone here to say how excited and honored we are to be a part of your special day. And you two are truly a power couple. You can put a little flex if you want. But you clearly mean so much to a lot of people. And I just wanted to share a couple things, and then we'll get the party started. But growing up, Victoria, I always looked up to you. You were my older and way cooler cousin. Even though we're only 1 year apart, and you would crush me mercilessly in Mario Kart, but I didn't hold it against you. And one of my favorite childhood memories is always our slumber parties at Nana Jane's and making the whirlpools in her above-ground pool in the backyard, the dance parties we'd have, and walking to the corner store, getting our candy cigarettes, and just shredding our stuff at the corner store. And we were close growing up, but we've gotten a lot closer as we've gotten older and into our adult lives. But you were just one of the funniest, nicest, most genuine and authentic to your true self. And I'm honored to be your matron of honor, which feels weird to say. But, you amaze me and you inspire me, and it's not a surprise that you would meet someone as equally amazing as Larry. And Larry just so seamlessly fit into our family, and everyone here can see firsthand how happy you make Victoria. And for that, we love you and we welcome you into our family. And I cannot wait to see how your future ends up. And I wish you a ton of happiness throughout your marriage.
So I guess I'm batting cleanup here. So I am Larry's younger brother, slightly weaker, slightly less chubby, a little more talented, but we'll get into it. I'm thrilled to be here. I want to thank Larry for putting on such an amazing wedding and an amazing event. It was really spectacular. Also want to applaud Victoria for somehow deflecting lots of wedding responsibilities. Tip of the cap to you, But if anyone knows Larry, the key is to make it seem like it's his baby, it's his child, and then he will just go, all the way with it. I also want to thank Larry for stealing my destination wedding. For those of you that don't know, I have a strong affinity to Colorado. Me and my fiance were here this time last year. Tay, why don't you flip off the crowd now that we there we go. Yeah, but it's great to be here, and now on with the roast. I mean the toast. So, Webster's dictionary defines wedding as the fusion of two metals. Here we have the gold medal, platinum gold, and a pity bronze, we'll call it. But I find myself particularly close to this couple, not only because, biologically I'm obviously very close to Larry, bloodline-wise, but I've seen this couple from their early days and into what now being married. It really is astonishing that, 1 minute Larry is, a big, I wouldn't say hideous ogre, but, a hairy dude dying alone, and all of a sudden, a smoke show DJ queen comes into his life and completely takes him away by storm. Just, you never know what the world has in store for you. And there are basically two kinds of people in this world, the way I see it. Those who dance and those who don't. Victoria got Larry to dance. And this comes after many years that, I've taken Larry on to concerts, Dave Matthews Band. The most I could get was a Hulk smash, kind of like head bob during Watchtower. But it's, astonishing that Larry now dances for hours on end, often in jorts, in a neon leotard. It's just astonishing what Larry's become. I've always looked up to my older brother, come as the younger one. Larry has always been the bigger, stronger, one in the family. There's been many times early in our childhood where, was that me touching it? Where Larry would just kick my ass. We're wrestling. The most I could, the easiest I could get Larry to, get off of me is just to say I had to pee or go to the bathroom. And Larry would always tell me, he goes, one day you'll thank me when you're stuck under an avalanche, engulfed in snow, and you'll be able to breathe and everyone else won't. And lo and behold, ironically, we're in one of the only parts of the world where I find myself maybe in danger of an avalanche. But thank you, Larry, for all those years of training. And he's always toughened me up, mentally and physically into what I've become today. But I'm happy to say that I, too, also toughened my brother up, I'd like to think. Circa 2015, when his younger brother started weightlifting, all of a sudden, the little guy becomes stronger than the big guy. And this was back, we're now in the era of Fat Larry. We've been in the era of Fat Larry for quite some time, but there was a Skinny Larry era. Rest in peace, Skinny Larry. But I remember making Larry's first workout plan, even drew, a Sharpie on a notebook, Larry's workout plan. And that got him into, the whole lifting scene and propelled an incredible, strong beast with a motivational attitude that is just, he continues to smash his own records and amaze everybody. But I like to think that I had a little spark in that start.
The point still comes with me at every meeting.
And it still comes with him to every meet, so there you go. When I was 12 years old, I remember watching my brother play baseball, play in senior league for the first time. And I was just, I was a little guy, I was 12 years old, and just watching my brother, big, strong, he's behind the plate, catching, lightning flash, fastballs, hitting home runs into the swamp pond. And I always thought, man, I hope I can be as strong and as good as my older brother one day. Little did I know that was the end of Larry's baseball career. And I went on to play NCAA, a collegiate baseball at Division III level. But Larry gave me that motivation, I like to say. Things changed when Larry turned 17 and he got his first car. And I don't know what he did to deserve this car. I think that, Dad was doing well. Interventional radiology, the industry was booming at the time. he probably wanted, Megan and I were very worthy, of cars, so he had to give Larry one just to, to feel better. But nevertheless, when Larry, that was the first time when Larry and I started to do stuff together, sort of on our own. It started with going to school. That was kind of some awkward drives with your first girlfriend that I swear it was like 30 minutes in traffic and not a peep. And I'm just in the back seat being like, is this what couples do? I don't even know. But I managed to drag Larry to his first Dave Matthews concert. And I think it's the only time, or one of the few times where I can say, I told you so, and he'd be like, yeah, bro, you were right. That was sick. And it's led to 20 years afterwards of SPAC traditions. I also, one of my fondest memories in the Saab 9.3 was going, Mom, earmuffs. Broke the 200-mile-an-hour speed limit on the way to an OAR concert, and Larry was like, this is the part of the thruway where the cops, can't catch us. And I remember him just like, and the wheels felt like they were falling off, and I just felt like such an adrenaline, but I trusted, my older bro. I had it together. Quarantine. So, very interesting times these past 2 years. And I'm not a big fan of gratitude lists. You can ask my therapist. He tells me to do them. I never do them. But to spend, a year in your 30s with, your brother, his fiance, my now fiance, was a really special time. It's something that, people probably won't get the chance to do. But funny enough, it was kind of the same old problems as when we were growing up, Larry's not picking up after himself. Mom's telling him to do things. Mom's picking up, Larry's shit, and she's picking up his dog's shit in the backyard. Which just let's give a hand to my mom, Sue Calabrese, an absolute saint. It was just an amazing time discussing, everything from politics to, socioeconomic things, the merits of electronic dance music, which we all kind of had a heated debate about. Also debating on how to properly hang PVC piping from the ceiling to build a drum den. That was, what we found ourselves into. But it was those little moments where you kind of, appreciate family, and, I can't, have enough things to say, good things to say about those times that we shared together. Man, this is a long speech. I really should have cut this out. So if you were like me, quarantine could also be kind of a dark time. Lots of, heavy stuff going on in society and sort of in personal lives as well. And if you're like me, you can kind of let that dark shadow kind of get a little too meaningful. And something that I love about Larry, and I think is very telling to his character and his personality, is whenever your head just kind of starts chasing itself in circles and you kind of lose sight of what's in front of you, Larry just comes through, smashes the door wide open. I mean, he can't fit through doorways. Look at him. But Larry's the one to tell you like it is, and he's always the guy to say, just get your head out of your ass, like right when you need to hear it. And he's been there for me many times doing just that. But he doesn't do so in gentle words. He can't really speak below 50 decibels, I think. And it takes a special, unique, extremely rare, patient person to be receptive to this day in, day out, and to grow from it. Victoria, what can I say? I feel like you're my soul sister. Both introverts, quiet thinkers, altruistic, mature onlookers to the family masquerades that stampede around us. Sweet, kind, emotional entertainers, aesthetically superior physiques. Okay, now I'm just vamping now, but I've always, felt a special connection to you, Victoria. And I'll never forget when you guys first came to New York to, for those film festivals, for those music festivals, and you were just dancing up a storm. I couldn't even challenge you to a dance-off because you were just shuffling. But you taught me how to shuffle, and I thank you for that. And one day I will beat you. Instagram hottie, public enemy number one. She's crushed more hearts than, I think anyone in this room. And somehow Larry managed to win her heart over. So hats off to you guys. But I think the real special thing that you guys share is that your personalities are very complementary, and it's very telling that you guys challenge each other to be better individuals and thus and grow stronger as a couple as a result of that. And that's very, very hard to come by, and I'm so happy that you guys have continued to push each other, continue to challenge each other, and to grow as a result of that. Okay, so enough of the sappy stuff. Let's get a little bit of roast action happening right now. So I'm going to give a little one-liner, and you guys, it's either Larry or Victoria, spoiler. If you've ever grown a 6-inch beard to give your face a hint of bone structure, you might be. All right. If you've ever had more dogs than friends, you might be. If you've ever shown more ass cheek than face cheek in a photo, you might be. Hey! If you've ever raved in your parents' basement movie room at age 35, you might be. If you've ever spent 3 hours setting up 10 cameras for a webcast concert attended by 2 people in the very same room, you might be. If you've ever changed your Instagram handle more than 5 times in 1 week, you might be. Slick Vic, shout out to Slick Vic, rest in peace. Okay, great. I think that might be enough. Oh no, it's not. Hold on. If your belly was bigger than your 9-month pregnant sister, you might be. If you've ever been so in love with someone for only reasons that you two know, you might be. So raise your glasses to challenging the ones you love, venturing to the unknown, and letting life happen. Love you guys. Cheers.